everybody, this is Peggy for Cropstop.com, and tonight I want to show you all the products I use to make this beautiful card for spring, and we'll just get started with that right now. First of all, we're going to be using some stamps that I got. They're from Heartfelt Creations, and this one is the Daffodils pre-cut set, so we're going to use those. And let's see. Then the stamp out there I'm going to use is that single daffodil. And then I'm going to show you just real quick how I colored it up with some Copic markers. And again, I'm going to use my Fiskars stamping doodad here. Never can think what they call these things, but there you are. And then I love, love, love my little tweezers that we're going to use to put on our bling. Let's see what else have we got here. These are the dies that we're going to use from Spellbinders. I'm going to just use some ovals and then a scalloped oval. And then over Cropstop, oh my gosh, look at all this beautiful ribbon. I got this just the other day from Haley Joe, and so I pulled one of those out. I pulled this one out actually right there is the one that I'm going to use. So make sure you check out all her different ribbons. Let's see, of course the Copic markers, which I mentioned, is just a variety of colors. Some people are even making their daffodils different than yellow. I think they do now have all those variegated colored ones. I'm going to use my Momentum ink. I'm going to use the Cantaloupe and the black. Now let me reach over here. Wait till you see this beautiful punch. Bring the card back in. I'm going to be using the border punch from Martha Stewart. And that's how I got this little part right here. On the top and then on the bottom right there. Isn't that just too cool? And of course she's got it set up so that you can do the around the page. So you do have this one. And there's a video out there that I've got. It shows you how to do these type punches where you can go all the way around your page and have that wonderful design. I love this one. Now I didn't get the package with this one, so I don't know what this one's called, so there you are. That's what that one's called. I don't know. Normally I try to write the name on it. Then this is one of the newer stickles that's out there. This one's called Paprika. And then of course I'm going to use my all-time favorite Scotch Quick Dry. That's what I use to put what did I use that for? Oh yeah, I remember now. I wanted to glue down the little border because it was kind of hard to do it. I didn't want to run it through the Xyron and the glue, you know, that tape gets in between. So I took this and put in between on the top row to hold that down so that when I mail the card it doesn't, you know, get picked apart and all cruddy. Then at Cropstop they have this new product out there and it's called Cutter Glide. Now, I didn't know what it was at first. I had to kind of read the directions, which Steve will be very surprised that I did. But you know, I love my Tim Holtz scissors from Tonic. I use them all the time. I love them. They'll cut everything. But this one pair I've had a couple years now, and they were getting kind of yucky. So in this kit, you get a little cleaner that you clean off your blades real good. And then you just take, I've got to show you this. Maybe the camera can bring this in a little closer for you. There's this little, I'm going to put this behind me, maybe that'll help. Can you see that little brush tip kind of a thing right there? Well, that's what the Glide blade treatment stuff is in, and all you had to do is just brush it on there. I mean, how simple is that? And you know, we do anything we can do to make our tools last longer, so if you haven't cleaned your scissors, or you know, you can even use your, oh, you know, I can't think of the name. Your craft knives. Yeah, that's the name of it. What is wrong with me and names today? Your craft knives, you could even do it on there and make those nice and cut. So you just let those dry and you're good to go. Well, let me straighten things up here a bit and let's get busy making this card. Alright, well the first thing we want to do is to stamp our image. And I've gone ahead, I'm going to try this. I didn't do it this way when I made the card. I went ahead and cut out, using my Cuttlebug and my Spellbinders oval, I cut out my piece of paper here. Now, if you're not familiar with the Cuttlebug, it is a die cutting and embossing machine. And if you're going to use the Spellbinders dies in there, the way to do that is you'll use an A plate and then your C plate. And then you will put your paper down and your die cut on top of there and the B plate on top. Then you simply run it through your Cuttlebug. This will cut, and also on certain dies that they have, you can even then put a piece of rubber through there, which we have at Cropstop, and then you leave it in your paper and you can run it through there again, and this time when you run it through you're going to get that embossing edge around there. That's in another video, so just check our videos history and you'll be able to find that. But that's how I did that. So let's see if I can stamp this straight, or if I'm going to have to stamp it and then cut it. Actually, stamping and cutting is the best way. So again, I'm using my Memento ink. The reason I use that is because I can use my markers and I can use watercolor pencils and it doesn't bleed and move all over. So with your Fiskars, what's really nice is it has a grid on there so you can see what you're doing. And again, I'm using the foam mat that you want to use under there. There was questions before if you could use the mouse pad, and you could if it was a thick enough one, but I'll tell you, this isn't something that gives real easy. It's kind of firm, and it's just enough pressure back that your image is perfect every time. So just press down, and we're going to lift right up, and voila. Hey, not bad for seeing that. See, that's what those grid lines and being able to see through that clear. So there's my little picture. And then real quick, just in case you're not familiar with Copics, there's this little rule of thumb that you want to do your numbers in threes. So like I have here 15, 17, and I could have gotten like a 13 or 19. I didn't have that, so I simply used my 21. And I do it all backwards. It's going to have to be one of those things that you kind of do on your own. I just color in with this color, like so. And the good paper to use is a Nina paper. You can kind of get those at different paper stores, and craft stores may have that for you. I'm not sure if we carry that. I don't think that we do. So let's see, which is number 15. Oops, wrong end. And you just kind of color. What's really nice is with the stamps that you get, the artist gives you all those little highlight areas, what should be a little bit darker and what shouldn't be. So there you go. So you just continue doing that. Add your third layer. And what's nice about the Copics is that they are an alcohol-based ink so that you can blend them. That's the trick to the whole Copics industry. There we go. Just add a little bit. I think I'll put a little bit more there. And then you come back, or I do, I come back in with my original one, and that's when I get my blending. Really is nice blending. I don't know if the camera can pick up all the blending, but it's there nonetheless. So let me bring the card back in and show you. So I don't know if the camera can see that real well, but there's really nice blending and highlights. After I did my green, I went back in with some of the blue, and I used that B000 for the blue, and that's how I get my highlight in there. Then what I did is I took my Memento ink and a little applicator, and I went around the edge to make it kind of blend with my colors. Okay? Now let me show you about this punch, because that is like too stinking cool. Alright. Here's what it looked like on the paper, just so you can see the scallop. But I want to show you how nice and easy it is to do. Now what I've done is I've just picked up a piece of scrap paper, and let me just show you how quick and easy this is to do. So there's our first row, and then all you do, I'm not sure if the camera can really pick it up, you just slide it to the next level so that what you just cut matches this little imprint here. And then we do it again so that you don't miss any spots. And then we're going to do it the same way on the other side. So we'll do it right there. Let me lay it down so I can make sure I get it straight. So there you are. So there's your perfect row. Let's see here. Cut. Isn't that cool? I kind of like that. That might make a good Valentine card. I'll stick that in my stash box. So what you would do then with your corner rounder, if you're going to do that, the one thing that you want to remember is that on every package that you get these in, there is a little instruction, and I keep only one. The instructions will tell you what size paper that you need to cut so that you can get a good border cut all the way around your paper using these. Okay? Let me show you one more thing that I did. Get this little mess out of the way. I'm going to bring the card back in. Now you can use bling, you can use a lot of different things to put on here. I happen to have these little doodads sitting around, these little pearls, and I've already put two on there for us. There's this little rule of thumb that artists use where they use odd numbers. I never did take art, I never did take anything like that, so I never did quite understand what that was all about. But nonetheless, they say threes, fives, onesies, those kind of things. But I want to show you, if you get yourself some of these, I think they're called cutter bees. What are these? No, tweezer bee. Tweezer bees, that's what they're called. So all you have to do, on this particular one, I cut between them. Did I cut all the way through? Let me make sure, because that'll make it a little difficult with my tonic scissors. And then you just take your tweezers and lift it up, like so. And these are the type of material, I'm not sure what you call it, but things don't stick to them. Oh, what do they call those? Like a Teflon kind of a thing. Non-stick or whatever. Anyway, and I just simply place it. Look how easy that was. And there's my card. And again, I just went ahead and tied my ribbon right around the back of there. I pop dotted my little circle, and, or I'm sorry, my oval and my little scalloped area. oh, and don't forget, I don't know if the camera can see this either. Right here, doot, doot, doot. That is where I used this little paprika stickles. It just really makes that little bling just pop right off the page. So that's what we used tonight. A little bit of everything to make this beautiful spring card. You all have a great day. See you soon. Bye.